this part of the shelf, you see there's just even more figures that couldn't fit on the little one. And this one almost looks exactly like the one up there, but I actually got him first before I got the other one. This one came from the same local bookstore I've mentioned so many other times before. This over here came from a Family Dollar. Little fan things with candy in them, see. Wristwatch, just like the one that isn't open. Right over here you see some of those little candy sticks. In our day they used to be marketed as like candy cigarettes, but nowadays they've changed it where it's just candy sticks, and by the way, they are terrible. And you got this right here, this essentially supposed to be a decoration for a cupcake, but I just got it anyway just because it was about the only Superman thing I found at a party store me and my mom went to one day. Wash rags here. They call them magic towels, but that's all. This is a wash rag. You get these at Dollar Tree for $1. They have like a bunch of different Superman ones and Batman and Ninja Turtles. And right here you got a one of the ball tops that come off of like little kids' balls of apple juice. I like the detail they put into this one right here. So he does look a little weird.
He does not approve of your life choices.
That's what it looks like.
I'm judging you.
For every eraser keychain, I don't know why in the world you would make a keychain out of this. And this right here came from one of the figures you saw earlier, the long-haired Superman from '95. This came with him. He's supposed to be like catches the bad guys with it when you're playing with it and everything. It's just
go ahead and say it.
What?
Same thing you say every time when you mention something about long-haired Superman.
It's not a mullet. Next item, look.
See, I've got him started on it now.
See? That is not a mullet. That is not a mullet. That is not a mullet. You know, on the subject of these cards here, every one of them came from a toy line based from '95 when he came back from the dead with the long hair. So you got Steel, Conduit. You see there? It ain't a mullet.
It's just shaggy looking.
Yeah, it's just long. And that was part of a 2-pack there. Superman 3 cards. And you see you got one right here. That's kind of long ways here. And you got these 3 here. But I mainly keep them stacked just so you can see this one. I just happened to find those in bags of comics they had in, I think it was Dollar Tree when they used to sell them. They were selling comics. They had little collector cards with them, and they had Superman 3. This is every Superman card I have that is Versus. This is everyone that's Superman, Superman related, Superman family. These are cards from various Superman cliques that I've got. This right here is a card I happen to have too, and while we were dating I give this to Ellen, the lovely camera person. These cards right here and this one right here, I got them from the same place I got her a Lobo card from, which you'll see later on. Got them from a little antique place in Beaufort, North Carolina. Superman Pez dispenser and a little Fisher Price Little People card that I think you found it. And you found them at a Family Dollar store. You probably saw that earlier on the other shelf, but this one is unopened. Here's a bunch of packets of Superman Returns cards. This is the only packet I have not opened. This here is for a present that I don't understand why in the world you would put that on a present, but yeah, I'd want to make a necklace out of it or something, but I wouldn't put it on a present. And you got all these keychains back here. I got that one from a KB Toys and wore it on my belt loop for a while. And here's a little like giblet from Crocs. Back there's a bottle of Superman body wash, the coaster, one of a collection of coasters. But and this right here is a actual gift card from FYE Music Store, which is no longer in business. I don't even know if the franchise is even in business anymore, but I know the store isn't in business. And finally on this shelf is, I've mentioned in other videos, my favorite Superman figure of the entire collection. This is exactly like one I had as a little kid And since 1988 or 89, I think it was 89, because Batman movie came out by that time. The packaging was similar to this. But I have one exactly like this. And there's another event being held by the local comic store. They had a dude out there that sold figures, and he sold figures and clicks and comics and everything. And we happened upon this, and the same lovely camera person bought it for me. And on this shelf, you might as well call it the Superman Garage, because that's mostly what's on here is Superman-themed toy cars. And you see there on the end is probably one that's actually only one based on a real car, the Superman monster truck. Next to it is a Bizarro transfer truck, let me see, 1964 GMC panel truck with Superman on it. And this is a 8-crate delivery truck. It has Bizarro painted on it. As part of a car line from Hot Wheels called Ballistics, they had Batman and Bane and, of course, Superman, and they had like just a ton of them where they would basically, let's see, I'll show you right quick, it would turn into a ball like this. Whenever you throw it, it's supposed to pop up like this and roll. I think they have discontinued these. I'm glad I grabbed hold of the Superman one while I had a chance. Then you have this one down here that looks kind of Batmobile-ish. Y'all probably notice here a Superman's Return mask. It was part of a costume set. We wound up taking this mask and making so many different pictures. They look kind of creepy because you can't tell if it's a real person or a mask if you really look at the pictures real good. Forgot to show this a while ago with the other shelf. My 31st birthday, we did some real fun stuff that day and everything. But one of the things we did, we watched a crazy Russian hacker video when he was talking about making duct tape wallets. And I happened to have some Superman duct tape, and we made our own duct tape wallet. See how it turned out. It turned out really good. Yep. I had some help, definitely, from our lovely camera person. See a lanyard that we got from Journeys. I think you got me this for Valentine's one year.
Yep.
There's a big old button we got from Five Below. And here is some stamps that got back when they were still, if you see there, 39-cent stamps. This is I don't know what this is supposed to be, like a marshmallow pop or something. And here's a dollar wallet from Walmart when Walmart had dollar stuff that good. It was a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a great many years. Her daughter were off at Walmart one day. They happened to see that and they thought of me and they bought me that. This right here is originally a Subway kids meal toy. But I found it at an antique store for dirt cheap. This is like the Superboy fingerboards you saw a while ago on this Superman, obviously. This is from back when silly bands, crazy bands, whatever they were a thing for like 2 seconds. I mentioned earlier about the heroic. Reason this one's still in the ball because this is how it came from Walmart. There was 2 in one ball. A TV guide from 2001 when Smallville first started. It is dated December 8th through 14th. They had 4 different covers. It had Clark Kent, Lon Lang, Lex Luthor, and Superman, all done by the great Alex Ross. And of course I got Superman because, well, I will say if they didn't, yeah, duh. This one, I guess you could call it either the random shelf or the plushie shelf because this is where most of the Superman plushies I got wound up at. Over here, this is actually an employee hat from Hardee's. This is the item I mentioned a while ago that I got along with that big spool of stickers. This came from an employee of a Hardee's. They didn't want it, and I asked them what kind of Superman stuff they have. And they gave me basically a whole spool of stickers that I guess they won't want to use anymore. I asked them, did they have any of those hats like that? And I didn't know they were employee hats. And then the person that this belonged to said, I don't want to wear that. I ain't going to use it. You can have it if you want it. So that's how I basically wound up with it. A pack of Post-its that I got years ago and never used. Pack of pens. A Father's Day card, but I only got it because the picture looked cool. And I'm not a dad. This is another pair of Superman earbuds. This actually came with a long sleeve shirt that a thermal sleeve t-shirt that I got from Walmart. And to go with that, a headphone winder, also from Walmart. And beside that is a journal that Mom gave me because it had Superman on it. She thought it looked pretty cool. Right here is another one of the Super Friends figures. An actual Superman figure that I played with when I was a kid. And if I'm not mistaken, I think, no, this isn't the same one. This was another one. The one I played with as a kid is around here somewhere in the Geek Corner. I just don't know where it is right now. But I do have it still. This is probably the one with the best condition and still the most intact body parts. Because I know he's missing a leg and he doesn't have his original arm, and that's not the original insignia, but still I tried to repair him as best I could. And his cape's gone, of course, but I still want to hold on to him. If I ever decide to, I'll get the other one out here too. The first monster truck I ever got, it was Superman, and on top of that is an umbrella that didn't you get me that?
Yep.
Yeah, you found that on clearance at, once again, clearance rack at Dollar General. A lunch box that I think that was from Ross. This is a alarm clock my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas one year. Over there is a Man of Steel lunch, a lunch bag, I guess you can call it. And of course, surrounding it is all the plushies, all except one that's way too big to even fit on the shelf. I got this from Target. This came from Amazon. That came from Target. That came from a state fair that I won, or like a carnival. Not particularly a state fair, but a carnival anyway. And if there is no doubt how big a Superman fan I am, this plushie right here is a doggy toy from PetSmart.
We don't have a dog.
And we don't have a dog. Part 2 of the Batman collection, and the actual Batman collection here. And I said I've had a lot of these Batman for years, and a lot of them belong to my lovely camera woman here. a lot of them are part of her collection. I like these figures here in the front here, or have been part of my collection for a long time. But right here in the back, the Dark Knight, and these two right here, the black and gray one here and the black one here, are part of her collection originally. But now they're all part of the Geek Corner as a whole now. But see back there in the back, Dark Knight Returns one also. It's just an all-around really cool collection. Now we move on to Ellen's favorite shelf, the Star Wars shelf. Particularly the top part, which is probably her #1 favorite Star Wars character, Darth Vader.
Yep.
And let me just say that most of these figures up here belong to said camera person. A lot of these do, because like I said, she likes Vader big time. This right here is her Funko bobblehead. Mine's back there still in the box. She's got a Pez dispenser like the one I got back there, so I just didn't open mine. Mighty Bean case back there, which Mighty Beans used to be a thing a few years ago. There's a Santa Vader back there too.
Can't really see it too well.
Yeah, he's kind of cluttered by the other Vaders here, but yeah, there's a Santa Christmas one. There's some Easter ones back there. Or I think there's a Valentine's one back there. There's an Easter one back there. There's an Easter one right here, and then there's just a regular one back there in the back. There's a couple of the Angry Bird Darth Vaders. There's the stuffed one there, and there's one over there kind of hiding under that TIE fighter there. See up there, the Revenge of the Sith Vader, and Vader mask back there. Got my nephew one in Vader mask. He loved that thing. The shot glass right there too, which is also hers too. She got it didn't you get it as part of a set?
Yep.
The rest of the shot glasses are down on another part of the shelf. We'll get to that later. Next, might as well say all the other Sith and Jedi and others. There's a Death Star and a Palpatine Pez dispenser in the back right behind the M&M Mall, which I just happened to get from before mentioned KB Toys, which is now long since gone out of business. There's a Super Star Destroyer back there. There's a Dark Jedi named Maris Brood from Force Unleashed, the video game. Savage Opress from the Clone Wars, and Darth Malak from Knights of the Old Republic. Got my whole set of Sith right here, Jedi and everything. And this figure right here has a lot of sentimental value. This is one I think got down on first Valentine's, along with the Kingdom Come Superman. In the front here is my R2 that I've had for probably the last 20 years, because I also got it for Christmas along with a lot of the other Star Wars figures, like this Vader back here. I've had them for like about 20 years, because I think I got them the same year I got the Superman. And the rest of them, I don't even know where I put them at, but I know I've held on to them the longest. And down here at the bottom, the About Anything shelf, mostly Stormtroopers. Yes, I don't know if you can see back there in the back real good. Mostly Stormtroopers back there. There's a Snow Trooper back there. Yoda right here unopened. A lot of Stormtroopers in front. All the Astro droids you see there, that's part of her collection. That droid right there is one that I actually made from when he used to have like a Build-A-Droid thing, and the Star Wars toys, they had like you could build your own Astro droids and certain droids and everything. Well, I got like 4 different figures and just pieced me one together, and that's the result. There's Scout Troopers and all the different kind of troopers up there too. Here we have, I guess you could call it the part 1 of my Marvel collection here. Spider-Man, and Cat figure, and Iron Patriot, and I took the liberty of pulling some out here because there wouldn't be exactly a good angle where you could see it. That's my favorite, the Red Hulk over here, and Venom and all. Some of these figures I had for a long time. I don't know, particularly the little metal ones. We'll get to part 2 in just a minute. Here's a picture y'all probably see in the background very often in every episode. Found at Hobby Lobby. Below it, you see here all the different Batmobiles and everything from over the years. I've managed to collect over the years. Beware of the Batman series. Under them, you see some of my other figures here, like Lex and Black Hands. Different Bat vehicles also. Ones like Parallax, which is awesome. Golden Age Green Lantern, and one in particular I like because it was one like I used to play with as a kid. It was part of the old Superpowers collection. Here we get to a part of the Geek Corner that's very rarely seen on camera, ever. Starting off with the first Godzilla poster I got from the new Godzilla movie last year. Poster that y'all probably never seen on the show before, from the Green Lantern movie. The Batman drawing she got from again the local comic store event. A Arkham poster that I think you got out of a comic, can you say? Yeah. Over here you got part 2 of my Marvel collection, all the different Cligs and Mighty Mugs and Funko plushie back there in the back of Cap, and all the different Cligs and miniatures in the front, and some of the Heroics ones they put out of Marvel a while back when they were putting out DC ones. Over here on the left is Ellen's collection of Super Mario stuff. She's like a real big Mario fan. The second half of this corner that you don't normally see, 2 other figures of mine back there, the Red Robin and Catman, just really cool. The 3 uncut sheets of Marvel cards that my brother gave me for Christmas one year. You had to find them in an antique store. The different masks that I've got back there. Vader bank I've had for like almost 20 years. And the boxes you see back there are one part of the boxes is my Wizard magazine collection. The other part is her comic collection. Hers and mine collector glasses. Glasses given to me by family, but her collector glasses I gave to her for Christmas. Christmas 2011 it was.
I think so.
Yeah, Christmas 2011. The local comic store happened to have them, and I've had them things on layaway for weeks. Long box there is basically a lot of my comics and her comics too, in alphabetical order. And I started alphabetizing them, but it's kind of fallen flat lately. I don't know if you saw the Godzilla bag back there. The guy from Hot Topic when they first came out with them. The Green Lantern section. You can see all the different cliques and everything from the movie and the comics and everything, and even a ring from the movie here. Different movie figures and even little people figures. Movie Sinestro in the back, which I got Ellen the same year as the Buffy glasses. I think it was like the last one they had. It was one of the Movie Master figures, and they were like really hard to find. She was really happy with it.
Real nice Sinestro, so.